Do you want to have a happier pregnancy? I think a lot of us picture pregnancy as a very happy time in our life, and you may be realizing that pregnancy isn't as magical as maybe you had imagined. Well, we know that if you have a happier, more anxiety-free pregnancy, you will have that similar postpartum life. So we really want to aim for a very happy pregnancy, but how can your partner help you with that happiness? Today, I'm going to give you 5 very simple tips that they can do to help your pregnancy be a little bit happier, and feel free to send this to them because I think it's going to be very helpful. Now, in my 20 years in labor and delivery, I gotta say, the further away I got from my own baby years, the more I started to feel for partners. And I think in their head, it's very complicated. Like they're just not sure how they can help you. But these simple ways are gonna be amazing and so helpful for you. And I gotta say that here I am on almost year 30 of my own marriage. I totally understand how that relationship dynamic works. Hopefully you're both trying your best, right? But I will say, whoo, my husband was ornery this morning before he went to work, so I get you. Okay, the first thing that they need to know that they can do is to go to appointments with you. Now, I don't expect my husband to come to my regular appointments with me, right? I'm not getting a yearly pap smear and I'm like, buddy, come with me. No, I'm not. And so they may think that that is your private healthcare business. They do not need to be to that. But you know, pregnancy is mostly happening to you, but when they come to a prenatal appointment, suddenly they're able to hear the baby's heart rate. They're able to see how your baby's growing. And all of these magical things are on full presentation at that appointment. And it starts to make it a little bit more magical for you because I know, to my third trimester friends, it feels like you are seeing your OBGYN or your midwife or your doctor more than you're seeing like other people in your life. And so bringing somebody along that increases the magic can be really helpful. Now, I gotta say, my husband was a teacher and we had to save those sick days. So he didn't come to many appointments with me. He came to like one at the beginning, met my doctor. But ask about the prenatal appointments when they get home. So you can share that information. They can take tips and bring it to you after the appointments. You know, they should be having those in their calendar to remind them that it happened so you can talk about it when you go home. And one of my pro tips is go to the lab with your partner. The glucose test is not fun at all. Most labs have like Wi-Fi that they can connect to. Maybe they can work from the lab, especially if you do the 3-hour glucose test. It is so nice to have a buddy there with you. So that's something that they can do as well. Again, my husband couldn't do that because it was important to save the sick days. But it's something to think about as well. I think a lot of partners don't think about that part. And a lot of them kind of need that permission to come to appointments because it's going to just make it more fun for both of you. The next thing is to remind you how amazing you are. They may want to get those apps on their phone. I love the Baby Center app that reminds you that your baby is the size of an avocado this week. They can talk about all the amazing things that your body is doing to support this baby without you even thinking of it. And so them just complimenting you more, them just saying, man, you are really handling this really well, because pregnancy can feel really lonely, and gosh, you deserve those compliments. You really are doing an amazing job. And when you have a partner that notices it, it can feel really nice. So partners, unleash the compliments, please. The next one is to get prepared with you. A lot of partners think, you know what, you got those birth classes, you're fine. I do not need to attend them. And I'm not saying that if your partner's thinking that they are a bad one. You know, they're like, why do I need to go? I'm not giving birth to a baby. But in the reality, they're going to be in the room. And even if you are so fully prepared, you feel confident, if you've got a partner over in the corner who starts to freak out when those 5 nurses run in the room, that freak out is going to start to ooze over to you like the blob, and you're going to start to freak out too. So both of you feeling prepared and confident before you go in for your delivery can be so good. And I got to say, a lot of birth classes just leave the partner in the dust. They do not care what the partner is learning. I recommend a class that is meant to include both of you, to get both of you prepared. I'm going to link the class that I recommend. And the other thing I saw is that most partners really want to help, but this just doesn't come naturally to them. So having an expert tell them some things that they can do to help out is so helpful. Okay, this next one's kind of silly, but it is to fill your water bottle every day. I actually do this for my own kids because I know how important hydration is, but I think it's extra important when you are pregnant. And one of the keys to hydration is actually just filling this baby up. I know it sounds simple and silly, but if they fill it up, you are just more likely to drink it during the day. So if that's a job that they could take on every morning, they're filling up your water bottle, they're getting it however you like, it's going to be so good. And I cannot tell you guys how important hydration is during pregnancy. I was sick with my second baby and just literally felt like I'd been run over by a car. And I went in and she was like, girl, you are dehydrated, even though I'd been trying to drink. They gave me 2 liters of fluid, and I cannot tell you guys, I felt like $1 million walking out of that place. I was shocked by just how simple hydration, they didn't give me oxycodone or anything like that. Simple hydration made me feel so much better. And I could have done that with my cup, but instead I had to have an IV placed. So hydration is key. Your partner can help you do it, and it makes both of you happier, right? Because if mama ain't happy, well, you get where I'm going. The final one is to prepare for after baby is born. Now, you'll notice I did not say prepare for baby, because most partners are going out, they're getting the onesies, they're picking out the car seat with you, all that kind of stuff. But your partner needs to be super aware that you are going to be recovering after you have this baby, which means they are both taking care of you and the baby. So them helping you prepare, making sure your pads are reachable. One of the things I think a partner could be really helpful at is installing a bidet, because honestly, I don't know if a pregnant person could install a bidet. There used to be one out called the Tushy that like everyone was buying. They sent me one of those, but then my kids liked the Tushy. And so I went to Home Depot. They are not very expensive and they are not difficult to install, and they work with renters. So it just sprays a little stream of water on your bottom. And I think it would have felt amazing after I had my babies. So check out a bidet. That's something that they can do, but they just need to be aware that it's not just preparing for baby to come home. It's that they are going to be your caregiver also after baby is born, and they need to come to that realization. Far too many caregivers think you're going to be fine. They don't need to care for you at all, when in reality, that is what's causing some of our high postpartum mortality in the United States. Partners to be aware that you need care after you have your baby, and preparing for all of that, pads, how they're going to like take over the housework, help cook, those kinds of things can be really helpful. Now, I do actually have a whole postpartum checklist about the things that you will need to recover for after baby. And I actually have a baby necessities checklist. Those are both on my freebie page, and I'm going to link them down below. I got to tell you, a lot of times they're like, well, I don't want to take over too much because I don't want you to feel like I don't trust you or you're not capable. So ask them, tell them, these things could help me out. And I think they really are going to rise to the occasion. I think far too many people think my partner doesn't care about me or this pregnancy, when in reality, they just don't know what you need or what they should do. So taking a birth class that tells them those kinds of things can be really helpful, but reviewing things like this in this video can be really helpful too. They just need a little bit of guidance, and who can blame them? It's not like they grew up dealing with pregnant women most often. So great tips. Now, these are the tips that your partner can do, but what can you be doing for a happier pregnancy? I have a whole video on it. I'm going to link up above. Thanks for joining us here on The Pregnancy Nurse, where we get you prepared, not scared, for your upcoming hospital birth, and just being happier, because we all deserve to be a little bit happier.